Hello, my dear students. In some of the previous videos, we had discussed almost 8 figures of speech, and now, in continuation with that, we are going to learn some more figures of speech in this video. Okay, so let us start with the first one, that is repetition. Repetition is the repeating of word or a phrase to make an idea clearer and more memorable. For example, if you think you can do it, you can do it. Here, the phrase you can do it is repeated twice. The second example, the president said work, work, and work are the keys to success. Here, the word work is repeated in the sentence. That is why it is repetition. Remember, children, there is a difference between alliteration and repetition. In repetition, we repeat the whole word or a phrase. But in alliteration, we just repeat the first consonant sound of the word. Alright, now the next figure of speech is very important figure of speech in English language, that is pun. A pun is interplay of words with the same pronunciation and spelling but different meanings. In simple language, it means the use of homophones or homographs in a sentence to create humor or to create fun. For example, is life worth living? And the answer of this question is it depends upon liver. Now the word liver can be interpreted by two different ways. First, it can be a person. The life is worth and it depends on the person who is living it. That is liver. Okay? And the second meaning of liver is a part of your body. If your liver is good, life worth living, right? So here liver is a word which is used as a pun which has two different meanings. Alright, another example of this, I was struggling to figure out how lightning works. Then suddenly it struck me. Now it struck is a phrase which has two different meanings. First, when I was struggling, when I was thinking to figure out how lightning works, it struck me. It means that actually the lightning strikes on the person. And the second meaning can be when I was thinking about how lightning works, it struck me means I got an idea. I got an answer. So this is an example of pun which gives you two different meanings of a word. And it creates fun or humor in the piece of writing. Okay? Now next is assonance. Assonance is repeating same vowel sound but start with different consonant sound. Remember the difference between alliteration and assonance. In alliteration also there is a repetition of sound. In assonance also there is a repetition of sound. But in alliteration there is a repetition of consonant sound or that too the first consonant sound of the word. But in assonance there is a repetition of vowel sound. For example, man sells the wedding bells. Here the sound A is repeated. In the second example, I have given you the second example from the very famous poem Daffodils written by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Here the sound, the vowel sound O is repeated, and in the last two lines, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Here also the sound E is repeated. That's why it is assonance. One more example of a very famous poet of Robert Frost, stopping by woods on a snowy evening. I have given the last stanza of that poem. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Here, E sound is repeated. The vowel sound E is repeated. And if you can recognize and observe, there is one more figure of speech in this stanza. Yes, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep is an example of repetition. Alright? The next figure of speech is interrogation. It is very easy. It is about asking a question, not for the sake of getting answers, but to emphasize on the point. Whenever we ask question, not expecting the answer of that question, but to emphasize on certain point. For example, whenever you say, can you imagine that? Here you are not expecting the answer from the person that yes, I can imagine. No, I can't imagine. Here you wanted to point out. Hey, here you wanted to emphasize on something which is unimaginable. Right? Second example, aren't you ashamed of yourself? You are not expecting the answer that the person will say, yes, I am ashamed, or no, I am not ashamed. No, you are just telling the person that you should change your behavior, you should be ashamed of yourself. Right? So, this is interrogation. When you do not expect any answer from the person. Okay? Next figure of speech is synecdoche. This is the last figure of speech in this video. Synecdoche is a figure of speech in which a part is used as a whole and whole is used as a part. This you will understand with these two examples. For example, I bought myself a new set of wheels. A new set of wheels means what? It is understood. Here we are referring to a whole car, not just wheel, which is just a part of it. Here you want to say, I bought myself a new car, but instead of saying that, you said a set of wheels. Just you refer your car just using a part of it, wheels. Right? When the whole is represented or the whole is described just by using the part of it, it is called synecdoche. Another example is India won ICC World Cup in 2011. Now you tell me, does the whole country played the match? No. All people in the country did not play the match. Only the Indian cricket team played the match and they won. But they are the part of India which represent the whole country. That's why when the part represents the whole, that is called synecdoche, or the whole represent the part. Here India represent the Indian cricket team. That's why it is synecdoche. I hope you all have understood all these 5 figures of speech. Thank you children. Take care. Goodbye. Happy learning.